I have my own personal experience in recent days of loss for somebody that I didn't actually know at all. Someone that sadly died in my arms as a complete stranger. So unconditional love, what is it and how does loss impact us? I was chatting with a peer about this only yesterday, actually, knowing that I was going to be shooting this today. There are those in the psychological realm. There is a view that says, well, unconditional love. I mean, can that even exist? Love is a differing experience. It's a name we give to an experience, and therefore, kind of by definition, it is lacking, because words are always lacking for these great experiences, which are kind of spiritual and embodied experiences, and personal and individual. We have a different love for our children, perhaps to our spouse, not greater or less, but different. Perhaps a love for our parents, our siblings. We might have a love for friends, people that are important in our lives, and it's all a different experience. But unconditional, it rather says, well, I'm going to love you irrespective of what you do. And there is research that suggests that sometimes we can have that more with animals than we can with any other human, perhaps with the exception of our children. Some of that is that really they don't want anything from us. Yeah, and that's the unconditional. And actually, neither do I necessarily want anything from them. There is a deep connection. And I think if we look at this love as potentially a sense of importance of the connection that we have, and that connection can be a non-verbal one, can be an energetic one, a spiritual one, dare I say. And often I think that's where, with animals, we don't communicate through human language, but we do have a sense of connection with them, and they sometimes are more attuned to our sense of our mood. If we're upset, they will come, and they know it, and they can feel it. Yeah. Now we actually have that, and we can attune to that more with practice, I think. And many indigenous cultures, I think, have retained that, whereas so-called modern, evolved Western man has often lost a lot of that connection. And so, connection and therefore loss. Why does loss have an impact on that? The loss of something, of another existence and another being, particularly if we have a strong connection to that other human being, is a wound, and it hurts. Some might say, well, therefore, if that's unconditional love, then there should be no loss that comes because there was no attachment and there was no sense of need. Well, I've lost something I need, it's lost something I got, so therefore is it unconditional? Well, let's just go, what does loss do for love, whether it's unconditional or not? I have my own personal experience in recent days of loss for somebody that I didn't actually know at all. Someone that sadly died in my arms as a complete stranger. And I'm doing a lot of personal work right now, trying to hold myself together as I record this video. There is loss of another human spiritual existence that we can connect to. And actually, when we can feel that, I think it's one of the most beautiful, humbling aspects of human existence. And if we could all connect more with that, there'd be a lot less suffering in the world, and there'd be a lot less aggression towards one another, a lot more compassion, a lot more patience. We can all cry for a starving child in Africa when we watch Live Aid, because we connected to them. There is something existentially human about a connection to other things, and not just humans, but to every living thing. Many spiritual pursuits, religious dimensions will have a connection to life, and every living thing trees, birds, cats, every living thing, a sentient thing, has the capacity to experience something that we as humans may call love. Yeah? And a disconnect and a rupture leads to a wound, and so it hurts.